The voice in our head. The voice in my head. I'd say a lot of us don't even realize that there is a voice in our head. I mean, we do from time to time, but most of the time, there's a voice in our head and we're not even aware of it. And so we perceive life through that voice. We believe in that voice, whatever it says. But the thing is that voice in our head is not our voice. It's other people's voices, other people. And so when the voice in your head is saying all these critical and judgmental things, that's not actually us judging ourselves. That's what we've picked up on from other people's judgments of us. And we've taken that to be true. And so we've allowed that to come into our own head, in our own voice in our head. And then we start to think that that's us. So we can't do a lot of what we actually want to do because there's so much criticism and judgment that we're telling ourselves. But really, it's the voices of other people. But the thing is we live in a world, we live in a society that functions on this. Everyone's critical and judgmental, and so it's a very foreign thing to eliminate the judgment and criticism within yourself. You'd be alone in the world to be free from judgment and criticism, because the only person that can criticize and judge you is yourself. Because people can criticize and judge you, but then you are the one that allows that criticism to come into you or not. And of course, at an early age, we're easily susceptible to anything that adults say. We believe in adults, we have faith in adults. So if adults criticize us and judge us, we think that's the truth. We think, okay, so there must be something wrong with me. I have to do something, otherwise I won't be good enough. But then when you become an adult yourself, then it's up to you. Then you are the only one that judges and criticizes yourself. And there's so many layers of it, so much conditioning. Like, for an example, I'm still in bed. I've been up for a while, but I just haven't got out of bed because, there hasn't been a drive for me. And I've just been watching myself not do anything. And you see, instantly a thought comes in like, oh, you should be getting out of bed. What are you doing? Wasting your day away. And you see, that's not my thought. That's not me saying that. That's criticism that I've been programmed to have. That's really criticism and judgment for other people, from other people. And I'm not saying that's not that's not an excuse to blame and not take responsibility. But I'm just saying that's how it is. And now I have this voice in my head that isn't true. This is what I'm trying to say, is that we have all these voices in our head and we believe it to be true, but it's not true. And so the thought of, oh, I should be getting out of bed, I shouldn't be wasting my day. Like, why? The reason those thoughts are coming is because they're based on other thoughts that aren't true. And so it's all this like whole ripple effect where so many thoughts are built on a very foundation of lies. And so if the foundation is fucked up and you're building on this fucked up foundation, on and on and on it goes, everything above that foundation is going to be bullshit. You need to fucking destroy the foundation, and all these other things on top of it will come crumbling down. And you see, everyone's defending the same kind of position. Because you may say, well, yeah, that is true. Why aren't you getting out of bed? You should be getting out of bed. You shouldn't be wasting your day away. You should be striving towards your goals and your dreams. But, and this is the thing, is that people saying that, they're still stuck in believing that those thoughts are true. But that's how it actually is. Because everyone's different. Like, no one has to live the same way, Like, the whole self improvement, self development sort of thing is kind of corrupt, because it suggests that you're not good enough where you're at, and it suggests that you're not good enough. And it suggests that you have to improve yourself, that to improve yourself is a good thing, that you have to strive to be better. But I think that if you were just happy with what you're doing all the time, just naturally, just inevitably, you would grow and change and be better. You wouldn't have to strive to be better. Because it's the duality of it. If you strive to do better and you fail, then you're going to be fucking hard on yourself for failing. I don't know, this is really confusing, because it's like, People think things are wrong. This is the core belief. People think that something is wrong, whatever it is. I mean, it's different person to person. But the core thing is that something is wrong. Something needs to be right. But what I'm saying is nothing is wrong. Nothing's wrong. So, me not getting out of bed and starting my day is not wrong. Like, that's just how it is. It's just part of nature. Like, you see, if you have, like, say you have a cat, you don't see your cat sleeping and go, come on, get the fuck up, start your day. It's just like, you don't really care. It's just a cat. It's just nature doing its thing. It's the same with humans. We think we're separate from nature. We think humans are separate from nature. But we know intellectually that we are just another animal and we're part of nature, but we don't actually really know that in the whole level of our being. Like, yeah, when the thought comes to us, it's like obvious, but we don't actually live life like that. We don't actually live life knowing that we are not separate from nature, that we are just another animal. We have all these agendas that we think that are real. And so this is why a lot of like self-criticism and judgment comes in, because you're not doing what you think you should be doing. And what you think you should be doing is what you've been brainwashed with. The society has been telling you. Like, oh, you've got to get out of bed and start your day. Stop wasting your time. Start following your dreams. Like, that seems all good on paper, doesn't it? Seems all good when you hear it. Like, stop wasting time. Go follow your dreams. But if you're doing it out of obligation if you're doing it out of fear, which most people are, then it doesn't work well. If you're achieving your goals because you actually love doing what you do, I mean, that's the thing. If you're achieving your goals because you love to do it, then you're not really thinking about the goals. You're just loving it, loving the process. You know what I mean? But a lot of us are trying to strive towards our goals and dreams out of fear of not getting it, out of fear of looking like a failure. All this shit. Whatever you do is natural. It's a natural process. And one of the thoughts that came to me of like, why am I just staying in bed and not moving? Why don't I want to get up? And the thought that came to me was that I don't want to be faced with criticism and judgment. Because, looking within my own mind, there's so much criticism and judgment there already, that if I got up and went out and was around people, it would trigger a lot more criticism and judgment. And so it's really seeing that nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. And that's hard for people to see, because their whole lives kind of revolve around something being wrong so they can make things right. Like, there's always that distinction, always that that here I am now, and here's where I want to be, and here I am now is not good enough, so I've got to get to here. And people think, well, if I started perceiving life like nothing was wrong, then I wouldn't do anything. Then I would just sit in bed and do nothing with my life. But that's not it. That's not what happens. If you truly saw that nothing was wrong and you felt complete and sufficient, then you would actually achieve things more effectively. Because you wouldn't be coming from a position of lack. You wouldn't be like, oh, I lack this, I need to get this out of fear. You would feel complete and then you'd do whatever because you love to do it. With no sort of attachment to any outcome. You just do things because what else are you going to do? You know, chop wood, carry water. So this is like, really what I've been trying to do for so long is to unlearn all the bullshit. And it surprises me how much bullshit that I'm believing in to be true. And it's lonely because everyone believes in the bullshit. And so if you start waking up from the bullshit and seeing that it is bullshit, it's lonely. You're the only one that can see through it. Everyone's worrying about not getting to their goals or not getting out of bed to start their day. Everyone's worrying about so much shit. And like, it's like, it's going to be lonely to feel complete all the time in a world full of people who don't like themselves, who think they're in lack. So this is why it's hard to fucking wake up out of the bullshit, because you are going to be on your own. There's going to be no one there for you. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is unlearn all this bullshit. All of it. And there's so much that I don't even realize that is bullshit, that it's just driving me. All these thoughts that are built on the foundation of lies. You know, for the example, oh, I'm not getting out of bed right now. Oh my goodness, it's 12 o'clock. Like, did you see how bullshit all this is? Like, it's all built on this idea that 12 o'clock is a real time and that you've got to, you know, do something with your life. And me saying that out loud, like 12 o'clock, or 12 o'clock's a real time and you've got to do something with your life. It's like, yes, that is reality, but no, it's not. That's what I'm saying. And that's how bullshit it is that you believe in it so much that you never question this bullshit. And to question this bullshit, you would say, no, that's stupid. Of course 12 o'clock's real time. Of course you've got to do something with your life. So no one's questioning this though. See, 12 o'clock is a real time in relation to society, in relation to all the other times. 12 o'clock is dependent on 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you know what I mean? And it's dependent on what we say is a good time to go to sleep and good time to go to bed. You know, you've got to get 8 hours of sleep. You know, if you go to bed at 12, wake up at 8. Don't sleep in so much. But it's like, you see, we've been programmed with all this knowledge that we haven't actually filtered out to verify for ourselves. And so automatically we compare our own experience with what we think we should be doing, but actually we've never questioned what we think we should be doing. So rather than living our own life and then seeing, like living our own experience and then seeing what this kind of like society thinks, we try and live what society thinks, and then we base our own experience off that. So if it's like I'm waking up at 12 o'clock, I'm like, oh no, I'm a layabout, I'm lazy, I'm not doing enough with my life. But that's only in relation to what society thinks. You know, again, like if a cat wants 3 more hours of sleep, then it's gonna have 3 more hours of sleep, and it's not gonna tell itself, oh fuck, I shouldn't have had that 3 hours of sleep. What's everyone gonna think of me? And it's the same with us, you know, like if I wake up at 12, then that's just how it is. It's just extra suffering for me to deal with the thoughts coming in saying, this is not good. You know, you're being lazy, you're wasting your day. This is really fucking hard because I'm on my own here. I'm trying to wake up out of all this bullshit. I'm trying to destroy this foundation of bullshit that's not true. But yet I'm around the world of bullshit. There's no one really that understands this kind of shit. Which is fine. Like, I don't need other people to wake up. It's just going to be longer and harder because I'm going to get sucked into it, you know? I'm going to get sucked into it because I'm around other people who are believing in the bullshit. So I'm going to get sucked into it and start, you know, being in that habitual pattern. Because that's what happens, you know? So it takes a hell of a lot more work to really fucking pull you out, to fucking claw your way out of hell. And everyone's dragging you down. You're trying to claw your way out of hell, and everyone's like, where are you going? Don't leave. And they're trying to pull you back down. That may sound fucking extreme, but that's how it is. There's nothing wrong. Only our thoughts, or the voice in our head, thinks things are wrong because we've been conditioned that way. We truly have been brainwashed with society and culture and all this kind of shit. Like, because when you really look at the grand scheme of things and see that we're just an animal like anyone else, any other animal, and that we're just on this floating rock in space, we can see that there is no responsibility or obligation that we have to fulfill. There's no duty or agenda that we have to do. That's all mind game shit. It's all mind game shit. It's a game we play. And the thing is that the reason why we suffer is because we believe that the game we play is reality, when it's not. It's just a game within reality. That's why we suffer. So we believe the game of society is real. And it goes way further than you know. It goes way further than I know. I know that I don't know. I know that there's so much that I don't know that I'm brainwashed with. Because there's so much that I'm believing in to be true when it is just a game and it's not reality. And so this is the thing, is like there's nothing inherently wrong with society. There's nothing inherently wrong with the game. There's nothing wrong with thinking that you've got to go to sleep at 12 and wake up at 8, and you've got to do a 9 to 5 job, and that you've got to get out of bed to fulfill your dreams and stop wasting your day. There's nothing wrong with that if you know that it's not reality, that it's not real, that it is just a game. Because then you're free to play the game if you want. So what I'm saying is that I don't want to break away from society, break away from the game. I just want to break away from believing society and the game is real. Because in my head, it's real, it's reality. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not getting out of bed, I'm wasting my day, it's 12 o'clock already, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I'm a failure, I'm shit at life. And see, I'm believing all that to be true because I believe in the game of society. I believe in those thoughts when actually that's bullshit. So this is the thing, really. So I want to break away from believing the thoughts in my head are true. This is a game that we play as humans, this social and cultural game. Got to get a 9 to 5 job, got to have a relationship, got to have friends, got to get out of bed in time, got to stop wasting our life away, got to start working on our dreams and quit our 9 to 5, got to start earning enough money, got to fulfill your dreams so you're high up in society, it's all a game. And people suffer because they don't realize that it's a game. They think it is true and real. So it's fine to play the game. Play the game. Fucking earn as much money as you want. Follow your deepest passions. Fucking rise in the social hierarchy. Be famous. All this kind of shit. But you have to realize that that's not real. It's a game you are playing. That it's not true, and it's not who you are, and it's not what reality is. It's a game within reality, and it's a persona, a mask you're wearing within yourself. And so what I'm trying to do is break out of believing in the game so then I can play the game more efficiently and play the game to my strengths. Play the game in the ways that I like to play the game. Because there are some things of society that I fucking hate, but there are some things of society that are good. But I'm here believing that I've got to play the whole fucking game because I'm believing that it's all real. Yeah, it's fucked. Like literally, the way that I view reality is believing in this game. So I think that I'm not good enough, that I'm not doing enough, and that other people are judging me because I'm not doing enough, not being enough. Because in their eyes, that is true. And in my eyes, it's true. Because we've all been fucking contaminated with this bullshit that society is reality. So in the eyes of most people, me not studying and me not having a job and me not really no working towards anything, not working hard, and me getting up at 12 and staying in bed for another fucking hour, wasting my day away. That's bad. You see, even like the terms wasting my day away and me not doing enough, those phrases only exist within society based, they're only dependent on all the other social rules of the game, all the other aspects of the game. You see, those things don't exist without this social and cultural game. Because you don't say that to any other animal. You don't look at a pigeon and go, "You're not doing enough. You're not good enough. You got a feather missing." And like, I don't know, man. So this is what's really fucking me up. So I'm believing that this social and cultural game is real when it's not real. It's just a game within the bigger grand scale of reality. But it's hard to fucking realize this when everyone else doesn't realize it. So it's hard to break out of this. Really fucking hard. Because it's so deeply rooted into me, into the way that I think. And then I'm controlled by my thoughts. I'm a slave to my thoughts. I'm a slave to society. I'm a slave to the bullshit of thinking that I'm not enough, and thinking that I'm not doing enough, and thinking that I'm lazy, and all this. That's all bullshit. In the terms of the social game and shit, then that's true. That yeah, I'm not doing enough. I am not good enough. I'm not earning enough money. I'm lazy. I'm wasting my day. I'm not following my dreams. In the game society, that's all true. Yep, that is. But what I'm trying to say is that I want to break out of that. I need to find my worth independent of society, of that game. And the thing is once I can find my worth fully and stay in that place permanently, then I can start playing the game efficiently. But you see, it's like natural selection, like survival of the fittest. Like, if I'm in the game and I'm already like fucking in the low hierarchy of the game, it's hard to pull myself back up. It's like I'm there forever. Unless I break out of that game, find my worth on a completely different level, on an actual true level, on an actual real level, then I'm actually fucking, you know, happy. I'm not basing my worth and happiness. I'm not deriving that from the game of society and culture. And so once I've got this sort of inner strength and I can start to see this game for what it is and start to see that it's not reality, then I can join in the game again and actually be a lot more effective and rise above that sort of social or cultural hierarchy. But if I'm stuck in the game and believing that the game is reality, then there's no way of me doing that. I mean, there is, but it's going to be fucking struggle, you know? It's not going to be fun. It's going to be miserable. Fuck, man. I just want to know what's true. I want to know what's true. And it's tough to decondition yourself, to unlearn all the bullshit. It's tough. Especially when you're around people who don't think it's bullshit and don't think that they need to unlearn it. People confuse society with reality. People confuse reality with society. One of those. And people confuse the role that they play in society for who they actually are. The masks that they wear, the costumes that they wear to play the game of society. That they confuse that with who they actually are. They think that that is who they are and that's reality. And so for me, that's what I'm saying is that for me, I think that I'm lazy. I think that I'm not doing enough, and so I'm this like, yeah, this like shy person that's just a failure. I think that that's me, and that's me. That's the costume that I wear in the game of society, but that's not who I actually am. You see. And people confuse that with who they actually are. They never unzip the costume and take it off. You know what I mean? They're always in the game, always playing the game, never exiting the game, taking off their costume. That's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to fucking take off my costume. I'm trying to stop playing the game because I don't want to play the game anymore. I'm stuck in the game. It's not that I don't want to play the game ever again. It's just that I'm stuck in the game and I want to fucking exit it. I want to stop playing and relax for a bit. You know?